Hello, everyone. Nicole A, hello. Orbison Smith, hello. Deonda, hello. Snickerdoodle, hello. Pearl Bubbles, hello. Cinder McCormick, hope you're having a good day too. Hello. Intense, my baby, hello. Sarah, hello. How is everyone today? I hope everybody had a good day. I've been busy. So, and Sandra McCormick. Um, I have to get with you on either Saturday or Sunday. Um, because somebody's supposed to be coming over and doing some work on my yard and stuff. So, I hope it's tomorrow rather than Sunday. I don't know. But then again, he could be thinking he's going to be here all weekend. I don't know. He can be here. I'm going. So, hope everybody had themselves a good day. It was a wonderful day here in the neighborhood. Yes, it was. It was 82 out. It was doing mighty nice and mighty fine. Got some yard. I did do some yard work myself. The heck is all over my shirt? I just put all the washer yesterday. And then I had to go to the store and stuff with grass all over me. That was funny. I didn't care how I looked. I was like, I gotta get my meds, and ended up getting a poster frame for my poster I have of the Northern Lights constellations and everything. Well, that's good for me. I look forward to hearing from you. Awesome. And so I've been wanting to get that for a while. Walmart is a bloomin' mess. And I should have taken my camera and I didn't. I found several violators of parking violations. One was a moped. I'm like, really? Really? You gotta block a handicap ramp? Really? And the other one was a motorcycle. Honda Shadow. Like, first of all, it's an older motorcycle. Still looks nice, though. But really? And one parked in a fire lane. So, did everybody leave? Reachable. How you doing, Rechargeable? Hello. Whoa. What have we here? Hashtag Rechargeable in the house. Hello, Rechargeable. You working tonight? Pearl Bubbles is listening. Usually I have more talk than this. Wow. Ouch. Now, who was it who was in here that knew about there's a very sexy woman behind you? Yeah, that's my reflection. That's what I looked like 5 years ago. Sarah says Walmart's really a mess right now because I live in Iowa and this is tax-free weekend for back to school. Same here. But that isn't why ours is a freaking mess. They're redoing it. They're redoing the store. Sandra's still here. Snickers here. Yeah. They're redoing the whole store. And Deonda, did you know? Jeffrey Taddeo, hello. Did you know, Deonda, that I don't think they're redoing the 21st Street one yet. But I know the one here in Heath. Everybody thinks they laid down a new floor, and they didn't. I got to scoop today. They took up the tile and stuff, and then they just sanded the cement. Sanded the heck out of it. Went through very coarse to very, very fine to give it the way it looks. And I'm like, Yeah, somebody's gonna go slide away off here. And it looks horrible. It looks horrible. There's bubbles everywhere and stuff. I'm like, oh my god. Great hubby is going to Walmart after work and should just love that stuff. Well, I don't know about anyone else's. I know mine here is like that. Greggy Huffman, my future ex-husband, hello. So, okay, there was somebody in here that knew about Area 52. And I just literally found out about 2 weeks ago. Is it real? Is it not? I don't know. I don't know. And it was like, yes, he's going to the Heath one. It's a blooming mess. Why go to Heath when you're all there? I wouldn't travel this far. He sucks. No, just kidding. I love Heath for myself. Says I hate resets. This isn't reset. They're rearranging the whole store. But I went in there today, and I had to get meds. I had to get a bunch of meds, and of course they've redone the store, and there's several places you can get school supplies, and I'm like, I finally ran into somebody that worked there, and fortunately it was somebody that I knew that I worked with before, and I was like, Jeff, can you help me? He says, what you need? And I said, posters. Where are the posters? He said, they're back in electronics. I said, are you serious? He said, yeah. And so he walked me clear back to electronics, of course, you know. And he got me back there, and they have a new setup for it. And I said, is this where they're going to keep him? He said, your guess is as good as mine. Well, I ended up getting a poster frame. So, and then there was a couple posters, but there was one I was really wanting to get, but I couldn't really see it. And I like them when they're in those things, so that way I can see what they look like. So, Snickers said Walmart has changed everything around here as well. Donna says no one knows where anything is, and that's true. Sarah says I don't shop at Walmart anyway, but I did happen to drive by Kohl's and the nearby mall, and both had full lots. Wow. Yeah. It tax-free weekend on school stuff, so hey. Sandra says, cause he works in Heath and stops after work about 5 in the morning, cause I hate going to Walmart. Oh. It's not one of my favorite places to go. You know, I went 9 years without walking into a Walmart before. 9 years. Rechargeable says, considering I have to practically buy school supplies for a football team, I did my shopping last week. Screw Walmart this weekend. Oh, I'm getting Nina's supplies there. Now, they can buy her school supplies there for going to school, but in this school called the House of Gamma, that's where I'm getting her supplies. I mean, everything I need. Even dry erase boards are on the tax-free list and stuff, which is fantastic for me. But I want to take her so she can pick out her own folders and stuff. So, but she's been really, really busy, and her other grandma's coming in from Philly tomorrow. So, Lord knows if I'll be able to spend any time with her. So, but anywho, I had a good day though. I always have a good day. I didn't want to get out and mow the lawn. I just was not into it today. But you know, I knew I had to get it done because I wasn't going to have time to do it tomorrow, and I knew I wasn't going to want to do it tomorrow, and it needed it, and it's going to rain Sunday, and blah blah blah. So I went out there and did it, and I even took my time doing it because I really didn't want to do it. So I had that thing going as slow as could be. I'm like, oh. I'll be honest with you, I'm doing a lot of things today I just was not in the mood to do. Not in the league. Did my clothes, did laundry, that kind of thing. I wasn't even sure if I'd be up to a live stream tonight until I went, oop, yeah. It's Friday. I don't even know what day it is anymore. So, now I tried to go on tonight through regular Hangouts and it's not letting me. Now, I know the other day, yesterday, was it? Janie and Nippy were able to go on through Hangouts, but I can't. It's not letting me. Rechargeable says, I work 12 hours, but it's the weekend, baby. Awesome. Sandra says, it didn't feel like a Friday, does it? No, it really didn't. Rechargeable said, everything has changed with the Hangouts. Yeah, but somehow, Janie and Nippy said if you have Hangouts, that if you already had Hangouts, it was going to end October 1st. But I tried it yesterday afternoon, and I couldn't. I thought, well, maybe it's just me, and I tried it earlier. And I have Hangouts. That's the only thing I've ever done was Hangouts. Google Hangouts, so it's not letting me. So I came on through OBS. And it's funny because when you go like through youtube.com/webcam, you can go live through YouTube. They have it in beta form, which I don't like. Everything's black and it's white on black background, and you know, it's like, you know what? So it has an option that you can do, go through classic YouTube. So I tried to go through that, but you need an encoder. Well, I just happen to have an encoder, which is called OBS. So there's several encoders you can use. So, but at least with OBS, I'll still be able to have people. I just got to be taught how to do it. How I can still have people on with me. So that's a good thing. With my OBS, I can still go through YouTube, and I can still have people on with me. So I noticed the streams have changed the last 2 days. How's it changed? I don't know. I don't know. Everyone is having problems. Well, that's because they were trying to go through Hangouts and it ended. I don't know how Janie and Nippy were able to go on yesterday. More power to them if they can. I'm staying here with YouTube. I'm not leaving YouTube. And like I said, I have an encoder, which is, there's several types of encoders, but I have OBS, and I think Uber does too. I think Uber has OBS also. And I really think she does. I'll have to, I think yeah, she does, because she was working on mine with me one night. And we can have people up with us, so yay. Snicker says, I woke up at 6:30 this morning to a sinus/migraine. Yeah, it was fun. Whole day of me sleeping. Awesome. Thankfully it went away. Stupid sinuses. I know the feeling. Rechargeable says black background. Yeah, that white on black, it just trips me out. Yeah, sinuses are not fun, people. Greggy says, no, never leave YouTube, Les. No, I'm not. Not yet, anyway. You know what I miss, Les? Garage times with you. Yeah, well, you know, the garage is a bloomin' mess. The garage doors, both garages are broke. Um, but yeah, I'm just here in my office now. Thank you, Sandra. I'm just glad it's gone. Me too. Pro Bubble says, do you have to pay to stream now? No. No, I do not have to pay. Texas Farmhouse, hello. Hello, Les. Here to listen. I'm organizing. Hello, chat. Hey, Texas. No, I don't have to pay. Now, I know some people are leaving YouTube to go to another platform, and some of them are having to pay. And I think what they're trying to do is go on this other platform, do what they got to do, and then load it onto YouTube. Now, I know Twitch can do that. You can load it onto YouTube. And I actually have 2 Twitch accounts. I got them early. I got them early. Chargeable says, those were super fun times. Deonda sneaking up on you. She almost got her ass shot. I used to stay up all night with you until the sun came up. Now I'm old. Me too. Pro Bubble says, getting more complicated. I don't think it's any more complicated. You just can't do what you were able to do in Google Hangouts on regular YouTube. Because they stopped that. Les, why did Google put an end to the group chats? Because... Oh, you mean YouTube? It wasn't YouTube. It was always called Google Hangouts with the group chats. YouTube never had group chats. Google did. That's why it was called Google Hangouts. Now, when Google told YouTube to straighten up YouTube, because they're a money-making machine, and YouTube said, okay, we'll do it. But you do something with your Hangouts. And they said, okay, we will. And they did. There was some dirty things going on in some of them Hangouts. Some dirty things. And like I said the other night, and I've been saying, it's stuff that I've only teased about. You know? But there was people actually doing it. And this is what happens. Now, I take things with the punches. I really do. And I will try to play within the system. I really will. You know, and it's just like everything else. You live your life. You live your life the best way you can within the law. You know. And same thing. You want to be on YouTube. You want to do videos. You can still do videos and stuff. You just have to do it within their rules. So, and YouTube was never meant to be a porn place, which it ended up being dirty. I don't think some people really realize how raunchy YouTube really got. And it's not just this area of the neck of the woods. It's not global, you know. And if you have to spoil it for the many. But I'll be honest with you, I can still bring people up. Sandra, hello. Go to RedTube if you want to do that. Yeah, oh, I've heard stories. I've heard audio. And Texas, yeah. Those stories are pretty much true. But I'm happy. I mean, Sarah, you have the right about offensive content. I've seen some doozy, yeah. Yes. But I'm happy with YouTube. Um, I'm happy doing what I'm doing. I never heard or say anything, thank goodness. Yeah. Um, oh hell, I'll say it. I heard audio. So, we have present anything on YouTube or Google Hangout cannot be that offensive. Jerry, you just don't know. Jeffrey, I mean. I never heard or saw anything, thank goodness. Ah, I get it. Okay. So, I'm happy where I'm at, and I can at least, like I said, I have to learn how to do it. Um, I can at least bring people up with. There you go. Um, and plus, when I do have people up with me, I still have backgrounds and stuff. So, hey, hey. So, I just gotta fix that. We are not on our 9th, we're on our 10th. Oh, let's see. Let's see what's working here. Oh. Where the hell is Rosie Leon? Where is she? We don't know. We don't know. Space. Final frontier. These are the voyages of the starship Lez'S Lounge. I'll tell you what, if I ever get into pouring again, I'd have a whole mold made that says Lez's Lounge on it. I'm serious. Uh, but, didn't Rosie Leon have some major illness? Rosie does. And I think I can say it because she started her own vlogging channel, which is Rosie Leon. I always call her Rosie Leon. But it's Rosie Leon. And she has talked about it, and she does have lupus. And she's talked about her anxiety and her meds with that and stuff. She's journaling her mom's journey for a heart transplant. And her mom's been on a heart pump for a couple years now. I remember when she got that. And, you know, she's sharing herself. Oh, that's right, she's discussed it here. Yeah. She's skipping the light fantastic. That's where she is. She's probably asleep. That's where she's been all week. I like, are you coming on? I get this, I overslept. Ugh. um yeah, so yeah. So but you know, it really shocked her when she came down with lupus and stuff, so and she's like everyone else, like me, you know, she has her good days and bad days. We're all in the same boat, you know. Most of us anyway. Those of us that have illnesses and stuff, you have your good days and you have your bad. Les, who are your top 5 female singers of all time? Pat Benatar. Um Ann Wilson from Heart. Um hmm. 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 I think that's it. Stevie Nicks. Stevie Nicks. How could I forget Stevie Nicks? A legend in her own time. Judith Espinoza, hello. Chargeable says, everyone says I look like Pat Benatar back in the day anyway. Pat Benatar still looks the same. Still looks the same today. Anyone here like Jane Siberia? I never heard of her. Jeffrey says Linda Ronstadt and Karen Carpenter. You know, I used to sound exactly like Karen Carpenter. I could do a lot of things with my voice back in the day. Let's see. Carol King says Pearl Bubbles. Greggy's like, yes, Karen. Jeffrey likes Roberta Flack. Most people on this side of the border haven't. She's a Canadian singer who was moderately successful in the 90s. Yeah, Linda Ronstadt is amazing. Does she have Parkinson's or something, Linda Ronstadt? Danette's Days, hello. Hi, Les and Chad, hope you're well. I hope you're well too. Yes, she does. I thought so. I saw her last appearance. You know, she was giving an interview, and you could tell what she was. And that's a shame. That really is a shame. Janis Joplin, they love Janis Joplin in here. Donna Summers, I still like Donna Summers to this day, but I don't know if she's one of my top 5 faves. In the 90s, she changed her name to Issa, another name for God, and totally went off the rails. Ooh. Sandra McCormick says, Greg, Janice is my queen. Pearl Bubbles likes Diana Ross. So many. A documentary film on Linda Ronstadt in theaters in September. Yes. I was going to say that Ronstadt can't sing anymore because of Parkinson's. Her speech remains relatively normal. Yeah, she even said she can't perform anymore. Couldn't. You know, and she does have a just a little bit of trouble walking. She needs to hold someone's hand. But I love Linda Ronstadt. She's just in your face with it. She's old school. She's in your face with it. She makes no apologies for who she is. Who she's been with and associated with, and why she was never married. She didn't want to be. Gotta love it. Jeffrey said, Les, have you ever heard Dolly Parton, Ronstadt, oh yeah, and Emmylou Harris perform as trio? Absolutely, yeah. I loved them when they were together. I like Dolly Parton. I've loved her since I was a little kid. Not because of her singing, just because of the way she is. And I love it. She said, it takes a lot of money to look this trashy. And it's true. Sarah Chrissy Hine from the, The Pretenders. Yeah. Has an incredible voice, but I don't think I would like her if I knew her personally. She is very nice. She is a very gracious woman, and she really is nice. I have met her totally by accident. But I was at a friend's house. Hey y'all. What are we talking about now? We're talking about who we like singing. But a friend of mine who I was down in West Virginia with, we came up here looking for an apartment. Well, a friend of her aunt's, we went over there for dinner one day. And we were just hanging out because that was the spot. You know, who wants to stay in a hotel the whole time and look for an apartment, this and that. So we would go over there to eat. Well, turns out that her aunt, who was with us, by the way, when we went to her friend's house, her aunt's friend happens to be really good friends with Chrissy Hine. And Chrissy was there. So, and she was very gracious, very nice. She really was. She was just she doesn't like people um making a big fuss. She does not like that. Because to her she's just, Chrissy, she's in your face bold. Really, honestly. She just tells it like it is. And but she's an avid art collector and stuff. She loves to read books. She asked me if I read, and I said yes, I do. Um, and so we talked about that for a minute, and she just wants to be treated like a normal person, and she was, and she's just like, oh, to hell with it. I mean, she's really a nice person. Um, if you get books from Dolly Parton's literacy program, it really is okay to let the kids read them and color them, out the pages, etc. Yeah, yeah, because I mean, um, even if you go to her parks or whatever, it's all family friendly and kids and everything like that. I volunteer at a library bookstore, and we get stacks of them unread. Really? Oh, that's a shame. Jeffrey said Chrissy used to be either married or in a relationship with the singer from Simple Minds. Don't you forget about me. I know she was with the lead singer to the Kinks. What is his name? Ray Davies or something? She was with him forever. I do remember that Miss Hine considers herself an artist who sings. Kim Gordon of Sonic Youth does too. Yeah. She does. But it was so weird because my friend's aunt said, now when you meet her, she's like, don't go crazy or nothing. Just a normal person. She's here. She doesn't want any of that fanfare. And the strange thing of it was, there was nothing to remember. She just put you right there. I mean, it's like, yeah, that's Chrissy Hine. But if you knew who Chrissy Hine was, yeah, inside you're jumping for joy. But after a while, still. Jeffrey, that marriage lasted about 5 years in the mid 80s. Greggy says, I think she passed away. Who, Chrissy Hine? I don't think Chrissy Hine passed away. Lez'S, who was the lead singer for the Bangles? Susanna Hoff. Now, she had some kind of voice. Chrissy and Stevie recently toured together. Yes, they did. That was awesome. Always good seeing you, Les. Thank you, Rechargeable. Hug and hug. See you again soon. You never stay long, Rechargeable. What else? What's up with that? Who, Greg? Jeffrey said Hoffs. Yeah, Susanna Hoffs. Sarah said all four of the Bengals sang, but Susanna Hoffs did most of the vocals because she made it that way. Ugh. Sandra, of course, says phone died and I missed a few things. Aw, honey. Richard says I'm old and tired. No, I'm old and tired. You're like 20 years younger than I am. Prince had a crush on Hoffs, but she didn't reciprocate. Emma Hoffs had an attitude. I'll be honest with you. All of them had an attitude. All four of the Bengals had an attitude. And I'm like, it's not like y'all are great musicians to begin with. And the only reason why you're famous is not because you're all out on your own. It's because you're the group. None of them did good on their own. But I think they're talking about getting back together. I saw the Bengals around 1989. Their opening act was House of Freaks, who are better known for the way one of them died than their music. Oh man. Carly Simon says Pearl Bubbles. Carly Simon, yeah. You're so vain. Rechargeable says shit, I'm not. Judas says sorry phone died also. What did I miss? We're just talking about singers we like. Chargeable says 45 on the 18th. It's my birthday month. Yay! And that's still young. I'll be 51. Hoffs was hot back in the day. Looked great in the song Eternal Flame. That played on MTV a lot. Happy birthday, rechargeable, says Texas. Judith, it's contagious. Sarah says after the band broke up, the Hop guy married and got a day job. And in the early thousands, he and his wife and 2 kids were murdered in a horrific home invasion. What? Walks like an Egyptian. I'm trying to think of the song that I like. Hazy Shade of Winter. First Bengals album was spectacular. Later efforts weren't so consistent because they all fought. They all fought. I just love Eternal Flame, says Silas. Prince wrote the song Magic Monday, which was a hit for the Bengals. Oh yeah, oh my god. That thing came out, I was on track, I think. And that's all I heard. And I can't lie, I sang it. Judith, pretty good, and you, says Sandra. Yes, Judith, what have you been up to? And, yeah, it was you, Sarah, that sent me the picture of the video of, yeah, it was you. Let me know if I'm wrong, that sent me the video of your husband catching some motorcycle parked in a handicap spot. Was that you? Pearl Bubble says, I miss albums. Yes, I'm that old. They were making albums when I graduated high school. Sinead O'Connor, even though she's kind of a nut now, she was a nut back then. And Prince wrote that song for her too. Sarah says, no. Me? No, I don't have a husband. This one, it was you, Sarah. Well, anyway, I caught a motorcycle and a moped doing pretty much the same thing. Recharge was, no, Les, she was cool. No, she wasn't. And the only big hit she had was one Prince wrote for her. Will Lindsey Buckingham ever be allowed back into Fleetwood Mac? They asked him and he turned them down. They did ask him and he turned them down. He's still salty over Stevie. Tanner McCormick, Pearl, I still have all my albums. Mine were taken. Barnes & Noble near my house has a big vinyl section. Annie Lennox, oh my god. Here comes the rain again. Foxy, hello. Texas says, I had a few records, remembering having the soundtrack for Dirty Dancing. Pearl says, Sandra, that's great. Vinyl is back. Yeah, vinyl is making a comeback. What about the group Heart? Oh yeah, that's why I said Ann Wilson. And I'm sorry, but Nancy Wilson is definitely in the top 5 of best female guitarists. I seen Heart in concert, loved it. Yeah, I wish those two would just, Ann and Nancy would just crawl their beef and get back together. Annie Lennox, excellent. Walking on Broken Glass, great song. Oh yeah, Annie's got a ton. And I love her attitude. I love Annie Lennox's attitude. Her videos sometimes were weird as heck. But my god, she's just, I just love how she is. I heard Sweet Dreams Are Made of This at the gas station today. My mom actually likes that song. It was with the Black Crows and everyone was high, says Rechargeable. I wish Ann and Nancy, and I was so upset with the fight is over. You know, and I really thought Nancy's kids were older. But I guess they're not. But apparently, Petunia Clark, the song Downtown. I actually know that song. Didn't Ann Wilson's husband hit Nancy Wilson's kids a few years back? Yeah, he hit one of the sons. That may have been the reason for the split. That was the reason for the split. And Ann's like, it's no big deal. Nancy's like, your husband hit my kid. I didn't like her as much when I was younger as I do now. I appreciate Annie Lennox now. I loved her then. I love her now. I still watch the videos. Love the Black Crows. Hart and Joan Jett are going on tour together, y'all. You sure it isn't Ann Wilson or just Hart? Nancy Wilson used to be married to director Cameron Crowe. No, she didn't. No, she wasn't. No, she got married once and she's been married to him ever since. He's a director. Oh, yeah. Yeah, it was Cameron Crowe. Alright, I was thinking of somebody else. Yeah, they're still married. Remember Annie's No More I Love Yous? Yeah. That's right, Cameron Crowe. They're still married. Ann Wilson got married to a man? I always thought and heard that she's a lesbian. She was never a lesbian. You know the song Magic Man? That was because of her first real love, and that's how she left home and got into singing. Love is the Battlefield was on today, just saying. Yeah, we went over Pat Benatar. I think one of the best male singers of all time is Otis Redding. Mine is Steve Perry. Les, they are divorced. Nancy remarried. To who? Because I know her and Cameron Crowe, as of like 5-6 years ago, they were still married. That said, you don't hit other people's kids. Nancy and Cameron Crowe got divorced quite a few years ago. Really? Where have I been? No, she's always been with men. Ann's always been with men. Kaylee, hello. Greg, love Otis and also Marvin Gaye. Cyndi Lauper. I like Cyndi Lauper more now than I did then. I mean, I liked her then, but it's hard. Both sisters and Joan Jett. Well, I'm glad they made up. We had a jukebox that played 45s, Big Girls Don't Cry, and Johnny Angel when I was very young, says Pearl. Those are old songs. Same here, Texas, says Greggy. I've been listening to a lot of jazz and classical in the mornings. Chills me out first thing. I've always listened to classical. I listen to it every day. And people don't believe me, but I really do. I was over at a friend's house and her mom was there. And we were talking about music. And she said I'd like for her daughter to expand her horizons when it comes to music. She only listens to one type. She should listen to classical. And I said she does. She went, really? And I said, when she's in the truck with me, she does. I said, I have a burnt CD and the first 5 songs on is classical. She said, do you really? She said, Les makes me. Oh, make her. She's the one that pushes it in. Classical piano is beautiful. Yeah. I love classical. Sarah said, I just Googled it. Nancy Wilson and Cameron Crowe divorced in 2010 after 24 years. Wow. Yeah. Texas, it was so fun. Wish I had it now, says Pearl. Judith says, Les, love me some Steve Perry. I love Steve Perry. I love Steve Perry. And how dare Journey, when Steve first went solo, and he did Oh Sherry, and he had like what 3 4 hits. Um, it Greece is I can't get into classical. Does anyone get Classic Arts Showcase on their cable or satellite network? I don't. Well, anyway, so when Steve Perry did his solo album and started off with Oh Sherry, and I think there was at least 3 hits off that song. Do you know the group Journey sued him and tried to get him to keep from singing those songs because they sounded too much like Journey material? Steve Perry wrote half of Journey's material. What's he supposed to sound like? Rechargeable, you have a good night, hun. And thank you for coming in. Times are so different, says Pearl. My granddaughter yells, Surrey, play this song. Are you kidding me? Yeah. Um, yeah, Nina always goes, Letta. Sela says, he was Journey. I know, but you can't tell Neil Schon and Jonathan Cain that at all. Even the drummer went, nah. He left. The bassist stayed because he owed so much money. He was beyond bankrupt. So that's why he stayed with the group. Because he left for a while too. And he came back. Nikki Rev, hello. Journey fan also. Sandra says, I'm a Shy Lights, Amy Terrell kind of girl. I like jazz. Old music. Awesome. Sarah's like, it's a 24-hour commercial-free channel where they play classical music video, all old movie clips, etc. Mine is on a station also used by a local college. I love it. Oh, they have those channels here. I just don't ever go to them. Kaylee says, hey, Nikki. Judas says, I heard that, but didn't they get a young guy that sounded like him? They've went through 3 lead singers. I don't know who's doing it now. Texas says, if you type in coffee music or reading music on YouTube, there are all kinds of great channels. Sarah says, Greg Raleigh was Journey in the band's early career. Then he left the band and Steve Perry took over. Yup. Sandra says, Sandra, I like your taste. Nikki says he doesn't sound like him. The one guy did, but he didn't stay long. Sarah, Jonathan Cain recently married Paula White, who is a TV producer, a TV preacher. He married Paula White? No way! No way! Wow. See, Les, then to prove that he was, they had to find another singer who sounded just like him. Huh? I've heard that Steve Perry was a real douchebag back in the day. No, Steve needed time. He said, I needed time for myself. And, let's face it, Journey just like shot up after he joined him. And all he wanted was time off. And the other ones didn't. I love them because you can base what you listen to off your mood, i.e. upbeat versus sad serious. Sandra said 20. Iggy said Jeffrey, I heard that also. Sarah said the latest singer was a Filipino guy, yep, who not only sounded like Steve Perry, but looked like him too. PBS did a show about him. Oh, there was one guy, but I don't know what happened to him. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Texas says, I don't that much about Journey. Sarah says, way, that has to be true. I couldn't make that up. Harry's health issues were caused by alcoholism. He admits it. Um, I know he said that he needed hip replacement. When I saw, I don't know. I wouldn't doubt it with the alcohol. Pearl says, yes, Sandra, I went to see them in concert. Judith says, I thought he was diagnosed with cancer of the throat. Or was that fake? That was fake. That was fake. Sarah said, Journey was the first big show I ever attended. Eddie Van Halen has dealt with throat cancer. Yeah. Jeffrey said CBS Sunday Morning did a profile on him a little while back. Profile on who? There's several. Oh, Steve Perry. Stairway to Heaven. There's a lady who's short, glitters as gold, and she's buying a stairway to heaven. Rush drummer emeritus Neil Peart, I love Neil Peart, has dealt with throat cancer rumors for as long as he's been rumored to have a PhD. Neither is true. Did Farrah Fawcett have throat cancer? I don't know if she had throat cancer. I know she had cancer, but I don't know if it was throat. Stairway to Heaven is practically an anthem. It is. See, Texas says nerd. And then she says, I think so, Sandra. Did you see the CBS Sunday Morning profile on Angie Dickinson? She was super hot back in the day. Yes, she was. Kaylee says, nothing like Led Zeppelin. The other end, anal cancer, cesarean. Ooh. 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 Man. Yeah, the anal. Ooh. Then it came back. Then it came back in blood. Oh. Snickerdoodle says, my first concert I ever been to was Nelson. Matthew and Gunnar Nelson. I missed that one, Jeffrey. Oh, wow. I liked Angie Dickinson. I heard that also about Farrah. She was originally from Corpus Christi, Texas. I remember when she was Farrah Fawcett Majors. Remember they offered her the colon bag, but she refused it? No, I didn't keep up with it. I'm not gonna lie, I didn't. Texas says, yes, she was a Texas girl. There said a special I recently saw implied that she might have been cured if she was willing to have a colonoscopy. She wasn't, which was her decision. Just watch that documentary on her last week, says Sandra. They had a TV show about what she went through. Yeah, I remember seeing that. I remember she looked nothing like herself. That's what I remember. I think I saw like 2 or 3 episodes, I think. 2 episodes. When she started in the burning bed, that made her into a serious actress. Oh my god. Wasn't that awesome? Good thing my dad wasn't home at the time. The burning bed was... She played in several movies like that. She was a beauty. Yes, she was. Pro Bubbles says Farrah's husband Ryan O'Neal does many interviews. Did they actually get married? I didn't know if they actually got married or not. I just know they've been together forever. I personally wanted to kick her husband's butt in that movie. I think we all did. Note for all men out there: watch Burning Bed. Not sure if they ever got married for real. I'm learning a bunch of stuff. I don't know. Pretty sure they got married. I don't think they got married. She died 15 minutes before Michael Jackson. Yes, married and divorced, and they lived together till death. Okay. Yeah, I don't believe they ever finally married. I don't know. I thought they were just a couple, partnership. I don't know. I am curious to find out. Let's go find out. Let's see. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. She did marry Lee Majors, like I said. She used to be Farrah Fawcett Majors, and she never did marry Ryan O'Neal. They were together from '79. That's funny because she was still married to Lee Majors at that time. 79 to 97, and then 2001 to 2009, her death. They had one child together, her and Ryan. She's best for Jill Monroe, Charlie's Angels. I remember that. Oh, I loved Charlie's Angels. I ain't gonna lie. I did. Um, Sanders says it said they got married for a short time, but who knows? High Texas, hard life with him. Yes, she married Lee Majors. She was so pretty though, yes. Connie Baldwin, hello. Kaylee said never knew that. Yeah, I remember she was Farrah Fawcett Majors. That Ryan O'Neal, I don't know about him. Tatum blamed a lot of issues um she was dealing with on him. Well, same with her with Farrah's and Ryan's son. They blame him. Um Hey Les, the fabulous Les. The fabulous Miss Connie Baldwin. I still watch it on Roku, says Sandra McCormick. Um Sandra Dynasty. Ryan is off, but I think Farrah was a bit too. I think Farrah was. I think hers was due to drugs. I really do. Not her chemo drugs. I was talking about drugs. But it's like they all deserved each other for some reason. I know one thing. John McEnroe, who was the biggest hothead in tennis, super quick tempered, and this and that, and Tatum, um, she did marry them and him, and they ended up with kids, and then he ended up getting them. Tatum, I think, it's a shame. How does anyone get anal cancer? Um, just like, how does anybody get any kind of cancer? Um, yeah. That's why they do suggest a colonoscopy. You know, but yeah, it's not uncommon. I loved Tatum when I was a kid because she seemed like a tomboy like me. Yeah, she was. Connie says usually from a polyp, maybe. Sometimes it's from a polyp. Sometimes. Sarah says, speaking of female singers, John McEnroe is now married to Patti Smythe, the singer of Scandal, an 80s band. Yup, Patti Smythe. I didn't know he married her. I did not know. You learn something new every day. John has the same temper as her father, Ryan. Well, and now their kids probably have the same temper. I think Tatum, with her being a child star and the way that industry was, I don't think she had a snow. And her dad and everything, I don't think she had a snowball's chance in hell. Paul Simon married Edie Brickell. If they are still married, I don't think they're still married, but I know that he married her. But I don't think they're still married. But we can always go find out. Let's go find out. We are only supposed to be talking about Area 52. Here we are. We're talking about Muzak. Muzak. Dun, dun, dun. Uh, see. You're not gonna believe who I put in. Neil Simon. Jeez. Let's see. He's worth 55 million. I thought she died. Let's go look real quick. Dun, 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 dun. Simon has been married 3 times. First to Peggy Harper in 1969. And they had a son, Harper Simon, in 72 and divorced in 75. Long train distance. 83 album, hard about this relationship. Simon's 19 home run, the body second solo album, casually mentions with himself and then wife, Peggy, um, is heard as Al Betty by Paul Simon's 86. His second marriage from 83 to 84 was to actress author Carrie Fisher. I remember that. I remember they were married. Um, Graceland also. A year after divorcing, Simon and Fisher resumed their relationship, which lasted several years. The final song in the sequence of three about Carrie Fisher is "He Moves On." The song marks the end of a post-marriage relationship and was an album track on Paul Simon's "The Rhythm of the Saints." Um, the Simon married singer Edie Brickell on May 30th, 1992, and they have three children, Adrian, Lulu, and Gabriel. Paul Simon and his younger brother Eddie Simon founded the Guitar Study Center. Became part of the new school in New York. Simon is an avid fan of the New York Rangers, New York Knicks, New York Yankees. So apparently they're still married. So they are still married. Sound in and out. Oh yeah, it's because I was reading. I'm sorry. Uh, wait, who you talking about? Paul Simon. I was talking about Paul Simon. Orbison, hello. So apparently him and Edie Brickell are still married. My daughter is a huge Simon and Garfunkel fan. Oh, really? For concert in Central Park. Yes, Connie loves Story. Great movie. Ow. Yay. There. What's this? Okay. I guess Paul and Art decided to try and get along for a night. I don't know why they hate each other. I really don't know why they hate each other. The story was good until he her deathbed and started cursing. The music was fantastic. So, Area 52 is about the aliens, right? Well, I don't know about. I don't know. I mean, yeah, yeah. Yes and no. Woodstock 50 was just canceled, but the musicians still for their 34 million to. Yeah, love means never having to say you're sorry. Kind of a bunk though. No, love means sometimes you have to say you're sorry. But they still got their money. They're never gonna redo the original Woodstock. It's not gonna mean the same. Oh, he says over and over and over. Yeah. I agree, Les, with the Woodstock. Yeah, they're never going to create, and just like they're never going to create Live Aid again. On that feeling, they're never going to create that again. you know, um, love means never having to say you're sorry is a bunch of bullcrap. You can tell a man wrote that line. That is bullcrap. Well, it's true. Oh, man. Right on. That's true. Yeah. Live Aid turned out to be a big, huge um, boondoggy. The intentions were good. That turned out to be fantastic. That is what they called it, right? That was fantastic. It was a huge success. Kaylee, hello. I agree, Les. I loved Live Aid, says Connie. Heck yeah. Texas Les. Connie's like Queen at Live Aid. Epic. Yes. See, Les, you can tell a man wrote that line. Good one. It's true. Yes, 1985, Prager's with twins on bed rest. That was, oh, Live Aid was, yeah. Great performances for what seemed to be a good cause, but the money just ended up supporting various dictators. Well, it's like I always say, it's not what's in their heart that matters, it's what's in your heart. Live Aid was a huge deal. Yeah, it was. So that's the way I look at it. As long as my heart is pure and my intentions are great, if you want to default, you take it up with the Lord. He says Madonna was great. It was right after the pictures came out with her and another woman. She was saying it. Whoops. Oh, Madonna's funny. It's so hot, says Connie. They told her to take her jacket off, and she said, "I'm not taking crap off." they they still do Farm Aid, although Willie Nelson hasn't been as involved with his advancing age. I thought Farm Aid was only a one-time thing. I didn't know they did it every year. I did not know. I really didn't. Dang. Liked Farm Aid too. Yeah, I didn't know they did it every year. I feel so bad. Yes, I want to see. Yes, I want to see Pink and Madonna. Texas says Willie still does Willie in the park annually, but don't know about Farm Aid. Connie said John Mellencamp, Neil Young. Yeah, I remember John Mellencamp. Um, with the farmers, you know what? The farmers should get help. I mean, come on. My daughter just went to see Pink a few months ago, says Connie, and Sarah says the ones I've heard about are pretty much all-day country music shows at a fairground. They have what's it called? Country in the Hills or something like that. I know my one nephew goes. Texas says I've been to Willie in the Park and it was amazing. There's another man that doesn't apologize for nothing. Connie says our hearts were really thumping and say yeah, yeah, yeah. Connie, lucky her. Kaylee says Willie Nelson has had some hits with his son the last few years. His son is great also. Tila says I saw where Kenny Rogers is having trouble getting around. Some health problems. Yeah. She loved it, Pearl, says Connie. Sarah says the money has always gone to things like scholarships for farmers, kids, and support for legal aid. Yes, around Yes, around Peter Mills Park. Beautiful area. Pink is great. Orbison says had a hard time with Kenny Rogers after his facelift. Yeah, he just that sucked. Who helped Willie after IRS? I can't remember. Plus Kenny Rogers and his plastic surgery woes. Um This says Sarah Willie at the park was in an amphitheater all day event, tons of artists, really expensive beer. Kenny Rogers says Jeffrey had way too much plastic surgery. Looks cartoonish. Yeah. I wonder what he looks like now. Um, who helped Willie after IRS? Willie. Willie was still bankable. He still is. I mean, let's face it, he's a country legend. But Dolly looks great. Yeah, you can tell she's had some stuff done, and she don't deny it. You got to know when to hold 'em, when to hold 'em, know when to fold 'em, know when to walk away, know when to run. You better count, never count your money. Sitting at the table, there'll be time enough to count 'em when the dealing's done. He looked better before, that's for sure. Yes, he did. Jeffrey says, I love that what Rogers did with Dolly. Islands. Islands in the stream. That is what we are. No one in between. How can we be wrong? Sail away with me to another world. Now he started his own weed-related business. Damn. Wife is amazing. Whose wife? Oh, Willie is amazing. Jeez. Can't see today. Willie makes Mank, period. Yeah, he does. Dolly does look great. Of course, yeah. She makes everywhere she goes, she's pure money. I've heard that the reason she always wears pants and long sleeves is because she's heavily tattooed. She has not denied this. Who, Dolly? Oh, that would be fantastic. He says, I miss the good old days with Burt Reynolds and we rely on each other. Uh-huh. One lover to another. Uh-huh. Willie has his own town. Well, you go, Dolly. Snickerdoodle. Any Billy Idol fans here? White wedding. Ow. Kenny Rogers was married to that lady who used to be on Hee Haw. She was gorgeous, and he divorced her. I actually met and talked to her at the Channel Jewelry counter at Saks Fifth Avenue. She left him. He was abusive to her. Orbison says, my Harley, the one I just buried, was on Ellen DeGeneres' show, and they played Islands in the Sun. Thank you for singing it, Les. Aww. You're welcome. Sorry. Can't imagine Dolly with tattoos. I would love to see Dolly with a sleeve tattoo. Connie says Eyes Without a Face is my favorite Billy Idol song. Pro Bubble says Rivers in the Stream. See this one. Ooh. I would love to see Dolly. I would love to see her with a sleeve tattoo, drinking a beer and smoking a cigar. My brother likes to follow weird Craigslist postings, says Sarah. A while back, he posted one on Facebook, a signed Billy Idol LP for which someone wanted $200 for it. After a few weeks, someone posted, nobody wants it. See that? So he was the abusive a-hole? Yeah, he was. Why she left him? Les. Yes, Texas. Yeah, she left him. Love Dolly Christmas shows. Does she still have Christmas shows? Great for her. Yeah. Heard that Kenny Rogers has had substance abuse issues early in his career. Yeah. Stevie Ray Vaughan. Yeah, he been for a while. Yeah. And of course, says she has two. Or Stevie, rather. Who has two? She's produced a couple of movies based on her life. Who, Dolly? Burt, but Burt Reynolds loved Sally Fields to the end. Um, Connie, he was good. Coats of Many Colors by Dolly Parton. Hell yeah. Oh, love Stevie Ray. Orbison said I love Burt too. Sarah said 2 movies? Aw, I loved to I loved to love Sally and Burt. Dolly has 2 Christmas shows about her life. Oh yeah. Texas, Dolly's done everything. She has. I know, speaking from personal experience, that it was great for her to get the heck out. Oh, Connie, I love that you love it. Yeah, I got that feeling, C-List. I remember when SRV died, the first report said that it was Eric Clapton on that helicopter that crashed. I don't know why half the stars fly. I really don't. I wanted to not like Miley Cyrus, but ended up liking her despite myself after I saw her on The Voice. I don't know. It's gonna take a while for me to get that twerking thing out of my head. How did you get that feeling? I just did. Sandra says, I don't like to fly. I do love to fly. I do love to fly. Texas says, I like Miley. Connie says, she has a really cute personality. Connie says, I know, she grew up from that. Working, though. Nice Anna Fulton, hello. Connie, yes, Miley is a machine. She works like crazy. Doesn't look like Les likes Miley. She's got one song I like. But yeah. Texas says, I love to fly in helicopters. So much fun. Dolly is her godmother. Yep, that is true. Dolly really is her godmother. I always thought Dolly and Billy Ray Cyrus had an affair. I always believed that. Nice Anna Fulton. I'll stay quiet on that. Connie says, I don't like her music so much, but I love to watch she and her dad together. Yes, she is, Connie, says Texas. Orbison said, years ago, we could drink our brains out and smoke our cigs on the plane with our dog on our laps. I remember them days. Well, not that I did it. I remember seeing movies and photos and stuff. I was just a kid. I remember when you could smoke in the hospital. They had, out in the waiting room, they had seats with those little metal ashtrays and everything. My mom and I were just talking about that Orbison smoking in the plane. Sela says, I used to be infatuated with flying until I saw far too many go down over the ocean within the last 10 years. Nice Anna says, if I could still do that, I might fly. Connie says, yep, I worked in a cancer hospital and we smoked like crazy. Isaiah says, me too, Les. Yeah. Orbison says, I smoked in court. I remember ashtrays in the bathroom in the hospitals. Hell yeah. Yep, you could smoke at doctor's office. 167 Scott. Hello. Hello, hello. 87 out of 10 doctors recommend Lucky Strike cigs. Oh, 87 out of 100 doctors recommend Lucky Strike cigs. Kaylee says, I don't fly, I drive. LSMFT. I don't know what that means. Scott. Snicker came in like a wrecking ball. Oh man, I was wondering the day my hospital went smoke free. I was working the day my hospital went smoke free. We were giving out nicotine patches all over the place, says Sarah. Oh god, Connie hates flying. I love to fly. More doctors smoke Camels. Google that. Why not? Doctors are there to take your money as a result of your bad health. You know how many doctors smoke? For real? Lucky Strike means fine tobacco. Very old saying on TV, Les. I'm old, says Scott. I know what you're meaning by Lucky Strike. I prefer to drive. We drove everywhere in Texas, says Texas. Nice Anna says, me too, Connie. I would have to smoke all kinds of stuff to fly. Oh my goodness. Me too, Texas. You see so much more of a state when you drive. Yes, you do. Sarah said patients were allowed to smoke in the rooms, but ambulatory patients were allowed to go outside. Psych patients went on the fenced-in roof. Damn. I remember when you can just go down the hall. The patients could. Ativan works real well. I just don't take it anymore. Yes, you do, Kaylee, says Texas. I think you should drive everywhere because you do. You get to see little stops on the way. Wherever you're going, there's always little stops. And I like going like if I'm visiting someplace and I'm there for a few days, I don't want to go to like the main spots. I want to go to the dives. You know, that kind of stuff, or some weird thing out of the way thing. Although if I'm going somewhere that has major stuff, I still want to see that. But I do want to see the little things around town. I think crazy can't smoke in outside stadiums. What the world? Says Nice Anna. You get to see the world's largest ball of twine, the world's largest ball of rubber bands, world's largest ball of yarn. I hated working with smokers because they were always going out for extra breaks. No, off-road traveling is awesome. I like to get my work done, then go relax at the end of the day. Texas small towns are the best, just my opinion. I think so too, only because I'm from a small town and like New York would scare the shit out of me. Columbus is plenty big enough for me. We call those greasy spoons, Les. Well, we call them greasy spoons around here, but some of them have some excellent freaking food. I actually feel like I know a state when I drive through it, says Kaylee. Orbison says we have Loretta Lynn's first gig spot near border in Washington, north of Seattle. I think it was her. I love Loretta Lynn. Sarah says I love going off the beaten track. The holes in the wall. Yeah, same here. Sanders like, I love New York. I see, and I said, that is true. New York would scare the crap out of me. I'm sorry. Now, if I was 25, I wouldn't care. Nowadays, I'm not as strong as I used to be. I'm not as fast as I used to be. Yeah, it would scare me. You ain't woman enough. Take my man. Best food in the world will be in a town of 500. Exactly. Exactly. Guess no Area 52 tonight. We're still looking for it. We'll talk about it. We just got onto this subject and everybody's just been talking about it ever since. So, our honeymoon was a road trip across Texas. Best trip of my life. How many days? Now, honestly, I have a serious question. How many days would it take to drive from the northwest corner of Texas to the southeast corner of Texas? Sarah, I've never been to New York City and have no desire to go. Too overwhelming. I live in a city of 400,000. That's good enough for me. See, Sarah, we're all like, I'm back in baby's arms, says Lez'S. Road. Niceana says, my town is so small, going across the higher river scares me. Where do you live, Niceana? Connie says, about a day and a half. Are you serious? SD guy. Back at you, hon. Hello. Niceana says, we took 2 days. How are you? Probably about 14, 16 hours. Jeezy cow. From Houston to the Panhandle is about 900 miles. Hard to do that in a day. West Union, where's that at? Depending on construction and potty breaks. Let's see, I think we can go from the northwest corner of a high to the southeast corner of a high. I think we can do it in about 6 hours. Where's West Union at? Why does that sound familiar? Why should I know where that's at? Well, I don't know counties. You'll have to name cities near it. Day or two, I'm sure, says Snicker. Pearl says, Liz, do a trip across country so we can go with you. I want to. I'm visiting Kansas City. Wish you was here. Aw. Really, SD? I haven't been to Kansas since I was a kid. I'm telling you, 14, 16 hours across Texas. I can get to Dallas in 6 hours. Between Cincy and Portsmouth. You know what? I keep forgetting that the high river goes completely across the high, and you're more on the Kentucky side. No, I keep thinking the West Virginia side. Actually, I might be wrong. When we drive to Vegas from Spring, Texas, we usually stop in New Mexico to spend the night, says Connie. Abilene is about 3.5. Midland is 4. This is south. Yep. Well, when I go to Kentucky, I just say, "Hey, Anna, where you at?" I says, "I want to say it's about 14 hours from Spring to Albuquerque." I was just wondering. Texas is a huge, huge state. Anytime. You guys get plenty of storms down there, Anna? Eric Garcia, hello. Les. Sophie is naked and wants to come on. Oh. Well, you can come up on panel with me. I don't know how to do that yet through the OBS. I'm in East Texas Panhandle, and Albuquerque is about 4 to 5 hours. I think this Texas. About sticker says 2,500 miles. It's a 4-day trip from Kentucky to Cali. Sandra says Texas. My son lives in Amarillo, and my step family is in Bronson. Nice Anna says, my gets more than us in Kentucky, New York. And SD says, oh, you fancy with OBS. Dude, I've had OBS for a long time now. A long time. You've just been gone that long. Texas says, Sandra, I was born and raised in Amarillo. Live about 30 miles northeast of there now. I just Googled and it said 13 and a half hours from Spring to Albuquerque. I didn't mean to bring up a big debate. I just wondering how long it would take to get across Texas. That is a long day. Yes, it is. Anna says, we crossed from Maysville, Kentucky. That doesn't count food and potty breaks. No. Waltz across Texas. Oh, small world. Okay. Yep, I live in the swinging city of Spring, Texas. Is there a Sin City in Texas? I didn't think there was. The Shining is on Showtime right now. Here's Johnny. All work and no play makes Johnny a bad boy. I love Texas. My family has been here for almost 180 years. I love Ohio. My family's been here for almost 51 years. Seal, love The Shining. Red rum, red rum. Red rum, red rum. Red rum. Rum. I like the old Shining. I wasn't a fan of the new one. All I can say is that if you are not white, do not stop in Whiter, Texas with a flat tire. Just drive on that sucker to Louisiana. Bathroom scene. I corrected her. Mine been in a high forever. Had stills up in these hills. Les, when you did that, a dog looked up at you. I'm sorry. Oh, because I was just ooh. I feel sorry for that little boy. I wonder whatever happened to him. Did he go crazy? That would have messed me up. By corrected, he means took an axe to her. Oh yeah, I know. That was a messed up movie. Truly was. Dead serious. Okay, so before we end this live stream, okay, folks. Which one do I want? This one? Looky here. This is where Area 52 is supposed to be. I love this crazy group. Any reason I couldn't sleep. So, Area 52 is supposedly Dugway, Utah. Okay? Now, this is not a new place. This has been around since World War II. Believe it or not. This, I'm just telling you guys the very little that I know about it, okay? The very, very little. Supposedly, this is what it looks like. Supposedly. I don't know. Now, I don't know if they're going to deny the existence of Area 52 like they did with Area 51. I hope they don't try that again, because to tell you the truth, last year, or maybe a year and a half ago, Rob Lowe went with his two sons to Area 52 and tried to get in. And they set off the alarms and drove right back off. They drove on, went to the guardhouse or whatever. Rob got out of the car, and next thing you know, the alarms were going off, and he was leaving. So they can't deny it, okay? I'm not going to hurt you. I'm just going to bash your head in. Wow, what's with the star and sun shape? I don't know if that's really, I don't know if that's really how it's shaped. If you look at the picture there, like I said, Dugway, Area 52 is not a secret. Like Area 51. I mean, good God, everybody in the country knew Area 51 existed. And then the government thought they were really releasing something in 2013. All right, guys. All right. We got to tell you something. I hope you all can take it. But our country has been lying to you. Area 51 really does exist. Everybody's like, yeah, and we know. Can't hide it. Well, same here. Area 52 has been around since World War II. Now, supposedly, what Area 52 is about, though, is that it's been known. Well, first of all, it's like Area 51. It's almost impossible to get into. Like Area 51. So it is an extremely high secure military facility. Now it does. It is a testing and training range. It's a proving ground. And they believe, and what it was for chemical warfare. Is what it was originally for. First it was chemical offense and defense. And now they're saying, that it's, that they stopped doing the offensive part with chemicals, of the chemical warfare, and it's just defensive. All right, I don't believe that bullshit for nothing. But back, when was that? Back in 68. Back in 68, when they were testing offensive and defensive drugs. Now, this is our brilliant government, folks. Okay? This is our brilliant government. I love America so much, but so when they were doing chemical testing, they decided to fly planes around Area 52, and they said a couple of droplets of a chemical were let into the air, and this wind came along and blew these droplets in a nearby town and killed, within 2 days, 4,000 to 6,000 sheep. We didn't know it would do that. Oops. Sorry, my bad. Our government is brilliant. But back then, they could get away with it. You know? If y'all ever think that, damn, they were dumb back then. Yeah. What do you think it is, really, Les? I don't know. I have to do some investigation into this. I don't know much about it at all. Not at all. They did do, they did a FOIA, which is freedom. If you ever hear the word FOIA, it's Freedom of Information Act. They requested, sometimes I do now. They requested information under that thing, FOIA, Freedom of Information Act, to get records from Dugway. And so this was back in 2016. Now, this is what kills me, folks. This was released in 2016, where they were injecting some sort of virus into mosquitoes. And I forget what year that they were supposed to have been doing this. But this was released in 2016. And so they had these mosquitoes carrying these viruses for their biological warfare. Now, for years, people have been saying that, now, I don't believe the nanotechnology that's in the shape of a mosquito, maybe that is true. I don't know. But I know for years people were saying this was happening, and people were calling these people who are the conspiracy theorists that they were crazy. Not just the government, but like, say, if I had said that, you guys would look at me and say, she's nuts. I'm not listening to her. She's crazy. She doesn't know what she's talking about. And then here in 2016, they released the papers, and that's exactly what was happening. Exactly what was happening. That came out of Area 52. It was a biological, technological, all that kind of crap. That's what they did there. It was just off the radar because Area 51 took all the attention because of so-called aliens. Also, that humans were experimented on in this facility. They were using soldiers as human guinea pigs. Now, for years, it has been said that Judith Espinosa, hello. Yay! We're just starting on Area 52. So, this was a place where they experimented on soldiers. Why, do you ask? Well, first of all, who better to experiment on? They can say, oh, they died in such and such conflict or war or whatever. You know? Secondly, it has been said for years, and I'm one of them that said this, years, that they're doing experiments on our soldiers to create a super soldier. I'm falling asleep, love. Love you, Les. Night, everybody. Greggy, you have a good night, hon. And thank you for coming in. Be my luck, I would be abducted from Area 51 and dropped off at Area 52 under the droplets. So people like me have said that the government is trying to create super soldiers. And come to find out, that's exactly what's going on. Exactly what they were doing. So, once again, if I had said this 15 years ago, y'all would be looking at me like I was stupid. That I was off my rocker. And come to find out, I was telling the truth. The FOIA Act. They've been doing that 30 years. Trying to create the super soldier. Nice Anna said, I would have believed you, Les. Oh, you think you would have? Jude says, Les, move over to the other side so I can see your beautiful face. What, you guys can't see me? Oh, I guess I can do this. There. There you go. Now, there is an engineer who he works for a private company. Okay? New Jersey, hello. Isaiah said, at age I was back then, yepers. So you guys remember me talking about my granddad, right? There you are. Yes, there I am. You guys remember me talking about my granddad and what he did. He worked for he worked for NASA, then he started from there, and then he worked for a private company, and he did reverse engineering. And he's the one that said, don't ever let them tell you they do not exist. What do you think I was doing? I don't know. I never really asked Granddad about his job until it was too late. Never really knew the guy till then. My son said, love hearing about him. Well, thank you. But there is an engineer who worked for a private company. And they were contracted. His company was contracted by Dugway, which is Area 52. And he said he worked on them, and that his company does have flying saucer technology. Now, what he has, who knows? Granddad was pretty much saying the same thing. But I don't know what kind of technology. It's not out, that kind of thing. But, so, even if, I believe my granddad, you guys don't have to. But here's a source who's pretty much saying the same thing he did. Pretty much. Granddad just worked on it. He worked for a company. And this guy who also worked for the company. But he says my company does have that technology. That flying saucer technology. But what? I don't know. I have no idea. None whatsoever. Thank you, Granddad, for making Les interested in this and bringing it to us. Oh, he didn't have to make me interested. I was just on it. I've always been interested. Always. Now, there was a gentleman. Now, I don't know if this has anything to do with anything, you know, outer space technology or outer space happenings or anything like this. I think this was a government. There was a gentleman who was known to Area 52, whether he worked there or he lived around there, but they knew him. And then one day, between 2010, 2012, in that area, one day he just up and disappeared. And one of the army or whatever personnel there, higher up, I don't know what it is. I'm not a general or nothing, but well, anyway, he remembers getting a call on the answer machine, and it said, "Hi, I need a ride. Thank you." And it was him. He said his name. I forget what it was, but I think government knows there is life out there in them. In their stars. Oh please. They know they're going to come out with it. I expected them to come out last year with it, but they didn't. So I think my other one was that it's either that or I think it was 2022 or something like that. Well, anyway, so he just up and disappeared. They did find his truck, and he left another message, and I forget what it said. But the guy said he sounded frantic on the phone. So 2 days later, they did find his truck 65 miles away. And you guys gotta understand, this is all sand, okay, Utah. And they found his truck was there. They found his shoes, and they found his shoes, and they found something else. But there was no sign of a fight. There was no sign of a struggle. There was no blood. There was nothing to say, okay, let's follow these tracks this way, or let's follow these tracks that way. There was nothing like that there. And his shoes weren't at the truck. They were away. So they're like, all right, here's his shoes, and there was something else they found, and that was it. Now, that's what they're saying. Whether that's really true or not, I don't know. Am I saying it wasn't in his wallet? I can't remember. I can't remember. I have no idea. But he just up and vanished. Now, considering it was military that found him, they could say whatever they wanted to. You know, he may not have really gotten off that. Why would he be targeted? You know, that in itself, that whole situation itself, leaves one to question a lot of things. You know, can you trust what the government says anymore? For real. Katie says, shows on YouTube about people disappearing from national parks, only their clothing is found. His clothing wasn't even found, just his shoes and something else. Now, y'all, I'm not about to travel in the desert with no shoes on. First of all. Secondly, there were no tracks to trace. There were no tracks to follow. There was no fighting. There was no scuffling. There was nothing. Does anyone really want to answer that? Not me. Not me. Not me. Now, there has been around Area 52, which is Dugway, Utah. Okay. I know that I decided against my better judgment because I was actually, believe it or not, I was watching Public Freakouts before I came on. But someone told me, said, Les, see if there's anything, any videos that you can use, load them up and talk about it, blah, blah, blah. So I put in Area 52 on YouTube. Now I did find, it wasn't on YouTube though. I was reading and stuff, and there was, it was the History Channel, I think. And it was supposed to have video there, and it's not there. So, Jude said, Les, isn't it why all these people that want to storm Area 51, because majority of these people say they've been abducted? I don't know what they're saying. I don't know. I'm going to ask a countdown, though. 30 days from the 21st. I'm going to have a countdown. I'm going to see if I can get Chris, can we get a countdown clock? Because I want to be there for that. I hope they show it live. Because I'll be live. I know nothing, hear nothing, but I love learning and talking about this. Yeah. Some people say, I'm sure some people that want to storm it because they've been abducted, if you believe that. I do. I don't think everyone has been abducted, but I do believe that there are some credible stories out there. And there's just some things that doctors can't figure out. They just can't figure it out. And so, or that want to be, yeah. But I don't think it's going to happen. Them aliens, if they're there, they're going to be like, look at these fools. Thinking they're even going to get inside. If they can get past the fence, thinking they're going to get inside. And the person who dreamt up this storming Area 51, he not only said it was supposed to be a joke, now he's like, oh man, I don't want nobody to get hurt. But it's going to be your birthday month and mine also. Wouldn't that be a present? I think they say that now. But one of the things that around Area 52, which is Dugway, Utah, and like I said, Dugway's been around since the Second World War. Okay, it was created for that. And I guess they've poured billions into this facility. Now, some people, before I came on, and before I had to use the bathroom, that's why the intro was so long, I had to use the restroom. Anna came back. But anyway, I bet the cave systems from Nevada to New Mexico to Denver, Colorado are all connected somehow with Area 51. Oh, I'm sure they are. I'm sure they are. And I got my theory on that. But I digress. So when I put in Area 52 on YouTube, the shit that I was getting. First of all, I guess there's a game called Area 52 now. And that's what a lot of it was. I saw a video. It was about 3 minutes long, I think. It was this elderly gentleman, I think he's with his daughter or something. And they were going through a jungle saying this is Area 52, and that they found a wreckage of space shuttle, and then they were finding wreckage of missiles, and and that they were in the jungle of Alabama. I was like, yo, good God. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. So there's really not a whole lot. But I know the one with the Rob Lowe thing. The facility looks modern. It doesn't look like it's from the Stone Age. It does look modern. So they may have pumped $1 billion into this facility. Who knows? But one of the things that has been happening around Area 52 is that people that live around there have literally said that they have seen planes, UFOs, um, all that kind of stuff that flies in the air literally just disappear. Just literally disappear. Like, fly, 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 gone. I play a game every day, going to do something and stop trying to figure out what I went in for. um, so that's another thing around Area 52, that, but it's like, did you watch that Snipper Wolf video? I don't know what that is. Now, there is a defense contractor that worked at Area 52. And with what he do with the technology is he was creating a ship to take, as he called it, ET home. Why would you have that technology and then want to create a ship to take ET home when they say ET isn't here? Beats me, folks. Why? ET's not here, remember? It don't exist, Mr. Government Man. I always wondered if we have other area we don't know about. Yeah, we do. Yep. Yep, we do. But why would a defense contractor hired by our government who is go in there and engineer this technology say, well, what I've been working on is a way to take ET home? So clearly, if you believe all the stuff that's coming out about Area 52, then why would he have to take ET home? Why can't they just come get him? And why would you have to say that? Because government's always saying they don't exist. Don't exist. Like I said, it is almost impossible to get into. There are other bases, maybe our government not only ones working them. Oh, of course not. England is, Russia is, and all of them are. Now, part of the government, part of Dugway, if you look at maps, is not on there. You public can't access it for nothing. Not meaning of our world. Well, they wouldn't need to work on them. They already know. But I don't know. They could be saying, well, yeah, that's how that works, and that's how that works. You never know. That's if you believe the aliens are here. Also, But I don't know if this is so much mysteriously. Who knows? I mean, the government is the only ones I know that won't use a freaking coupon. But apparently, there has been major money that's been disappearing from the defense budget for years. Every year. Major money. I'm sitting there thinking, well, that's because they charge $500 for a hammer. When all you gotta do is go down to Ace Hardware and get one for, I don't know, $4.99. See, it helps keep the economy boosted and you've saved a ton of money. You don't need to spend $300 on a roll of toilet paper. Go to the home improvement stores. They have them for sale all the time. They let them go for those big double roll packs, Angel Soft and all that, for $2.50. I'm keeping my mouth quiet here. Yeah. They go change a tire on a Jeep. Well, that's another $600-700. Why? You can go to NTB. Get one for $62. There you go. Government's always wasted money. It's what they like to do. My Santa's like, because they can. That's right. Because they can. He's gonna question him. For real. And it's a shame. That's a really big shame. But that's the very little bit that I know about Area 52. I don't know how deep it goes. I know, I'll be honest with you, I know there's a couple of other places that are hidden, not hidden, that are more exciting than Area 52. I don't know if there's alien bodies or alien technology there. I don't know. I've never heard of Area 52 until very recently, last couple weeks, but I've heard of other places that have it. And I think that it's all very interesting until we see with our own eyes. Until the government can come clean, you know, that they can come clean because no, not Reno. No. They're all close to Lake Groom, Area 51. But who knows? Who knows? Until government can come clean, I don't think anybody's going to believe him when it comes to that. And of course, there's these people who are staunch that say, "I don't believe him. They don't exist. This and that." Like I said in the astronomy group, you know, one of the members was an Air Force pilot, and he says they don't exist. He said, "I've been flying forever. I've never seen one." I was like, "Well, you better tell your fellow pilots that has seen them." You know, you gonna tell astronauts who was there, who they have recordings of, saying, "Look, there's something flying around out here," and next thing you know, the communication was cut off. You know, my Santa says the only was they will come clean. The only way they'll come clean when an alien is the one doing the White House tours. I'd be like, "Damn, you little short. You sure you're old enough to do this tour? Dude, get some sun. Look a little pale there." And you know my smart ass would say it. And it would be a gray alien. I'd be like, you lay off the weed, dude. Wow, look how dilated you are. Your eyes all black. Ooh, not as bad as the black-eyed kids. Probably one of their offspring. So, anywho, maybe we'll dig deeper into Area 52. Maybe. I'm sure we will. Nanu, nanu. So, I'm going to go ahead and end this. And I want to thank everybody for coming in, participating, talking about music and things like that. I think it's fantastic. Pearl Bubble says Walmart greeters first. Yeah. Oh, God. So, thank you for coming in, participating. I really, really, truly appreciate it. I always love when we have good conversations and stuff. And I finally did a little bit of Area 52. I really don't know that much about it. I'm going to have to really dig into that. And I should have. I plumb forgot. So, we'll probably get into this later. I see it. Well, my bedtime. Hate, I missed the start. Sleep well, everyone. You too. Good night, everyone. Thank you so much. And I hope everybody has a great night, great day, and a very safe weekend. Bye, everyone.